People have always been concerned they will have enough to survive, especially in traditional societies dependent on a good harvest. Because the following spells are such traditional ones, they carry in them the power of all who have practiced them through the centuries. If you're not concerned with making $1 million to the exclusion of everything else, but of having enough for your needs and a little bit more, or if you're saving towards a dream, whether a home in the sun or a trip across the world to see relatives, these spells will help you to build up resources, and of course you might strike lucky and you might make $1 million. A money tree spell. Money doesn't grow on trees, my late mother used to say, but many of the old magic spells do involve growing money symbolically in the soil around a money-bringing tree, such as the ash or the beech or the oak. But we're going to do a much more modest spell. All you'll need is a basil herb in a pot, or a small potted palm, or a miniature orange tree. You will also need a gold-coloured coin, a silver-coloured coin, and a copper-coloured coin to bring in the three energies of gold for the sun, the silver, in this case of the moon, that brings us that little bit of extra luck, and finally the copper-coloured coin of Venus, the goddess of growth and the increase in all things. Finally, you will need 3 gold-coloured ribbons. This is a good spell to do on a Sunday, and then if you repeat it, to do it on Thursday, a day of increase, or Friday, Venus's day. Bury first the copper coin, then the silver coin, and finally the gold coin in the soil around the basil plant, or your palm tree, or whatever you choose. Gold, the metal of the sun, promises money will come into your life. Silver, the metal of the moon, promises that money will continue to flow through your life. And copper, the metal of Venus, promises that it will bring happiness to you and those you love. Once you've planted your coins, tie the 3 ribbons loosely onto the tree's branches, or in the case of the basil herb, around the pot, saying as you tie each, money tree, grow for me. Gifts I bring you, gold for gold. Money tree, your gifts unfold. Take care of your plant or your tree regularly, replacing the ribbons if they become frayed. And if your tree does not do well, then do the spell again with a different plant, a different tree. And each time your determination and the good luck will grow and build in your life. A seaweed and whiskey spell. This is a very popular old Scottish and Irish spell that's also practiced today in Australia, New Zealand and North America among those people who have ancestors from the Celtic lands. You'll need some dried powdered kelp or seaweed that you can get from any health food store, or a piece of natural seaweed you gathered at the seaside yourself, plus a glass jar with a lid and some whiskey. You don't have to use a really high quality brand. This is a case when supermarket own is probably best, since we're trying to save money. The night before the full moon do this spell. That is another good time for money increase. Another traditional time for doing this spell was before any transition, the last evening of the last day of the month, on a Saturday night before Sunday starts the new week. Best of all, on New Year's Eve, which is the ultimate seaweed and whiskey spell time. The spell is very easy. Just place your seaweed in the jar and pour in whiskey until it covers the seaweed. Shake 3 times and say, money come to me, money flow to me, money stay with me. Seal the jar. Place the jar on a window ledge, and prosperity will always